Hey guys, this is Coach K back at you with another video again. Today we're gonna grind up to silver 1. I'm currently at silver 3. Um, as you can see, I am at 100%, but I have 4 DEC left because I just finished renting. To show you what my balance was before renting, I was at 250 DEC. Then I started renting, and it cost me almost all of my DEC. Um, so we're gonna try to grind it up to server 1, then see how much we will earn, or if we will earn something. So see you guys later.
10 years later.
Hey guys, now I'm back. It took way too long that I wanted to. Uh, When I reached 2K rating, it got pretty hard. There's a lot of enemies that can pretty much kill my team. Um, but still, still got here at 2-1. It was 2,200 a while ago, but uh, a series of uh, defeats happened. But it was okay. Still got to 2168. Then, unfortunately, the 250 investment that I used was I did not get that back because I started at 1.2 or 1.3, I think, rating. So the starting DEC per win was pretty low at my 100% ECR. I'm currently at 30% like I want it to. You should stop at 30% ECRs. So next rotation, it will be 100. I'm gonna always repeat that at every video so you will remember. And I used almost 250, but did not get that back. But still, I can still play tomorrow. I will rest a bit, then wait my ECR to regenerate a little bit before, and I will grind before my rentals expire. I rented at 2 p.m. I think, so I have to play tomorrow before 2 p.m. again so that I can at least get back my initial investment of DEC for renting, then have some profit. Not gonna be much, but at least you have some profit. So slowly you can raise back your DEC. So I'm pretty sure if I started at 1,600 rating, at least, my D I can farm back the initial investment that I use. Um, so I started at 1-2, but I came close. So the higher the rating and the league, um you will have higher DEC per win. I know that for a fact. So, but the higher the league, also you have to have a lot of DEC investment for renting. So it's give and take. Okay. So I didn't show a while ago my cards because I have to try it first. This is my first time trying it that combo with a very low DEC investment. So this is my cards that I rented. I used two splinters. That's not it. Okay, rent it to me. There we go. I used two splinters, Earth and Life. Then I rented neutral cards. So here is the Life. Uh, Cards that I rented. I rented few, but still can work because of the low DEC investment. I have to budget my rentals. So this is my lineup, and then this is the life lineup. Then this is the neutral cards, as you can see. And let's start with the earth lineup. So in my earth lineup, it, pretty much this is my tank, the Minotaur Warlord. Second tank, because this one has reach ability, so it can attack on the second position. So when the mana cap is high, I pretty much partner these two. This is in the first position, this is in the second position, because it can attack with melee and magic, so it can increase the damage output. So in low mana caps, I use a tank, this tank, Venari or Centauri Mage, in case I I have an opponent who uses range attacks. Um I use this one, but I use this not that much. But you can use that when you're faced with a Yodin. Partner it with this. This too has return fire, both of them. So Yodin has a blast ability, and that Yodi team is pretty much all ranged. So you can counter it with this too. You can pretty much um, return all the damage that the Yodin team inflicts you. Then you can partner it with Mycelia, which has an amplify ability that can increase the reflected damage uh, by one to your enemy. This is a magic range counter with a melee counter with a torn ability. So it revolves around the return damage, but this team can also inflict damage. So I have a Goblin Tower which has blast ability. This blast 2 damage, 2 range damage. Then this one, an Earth Elemental, which can be defense at the back line, which at level 4 it has a heal. It can sustain itself. Then this is my healer for our tanks, so it can stay longer in battle. I also put a field summoner in case it's a low mana cap. I can use that also as a tank, uh, or in the second position. So the snipe ability cards can attack this first. It's very situational. Every lineup of every rank game is so situational depending on the rules, uh, the cards used by or is using by your opponent. You have to adapt to what your opponent will use. So you have to predict it, counter it as much as you can so that you have a pretty much high chance of winning. So this is a tank, healer, support. Um, this is alternative tank, and also alternative tank. This is my summoner, Layana Natura, which gives +1 health. Then this is the damage dealer. Then I have other damage dealer in neutrals. So let's go to life. So this life lineup, it was not. Some of this I want to be gold foils, but my DEC got tight. Can't afford the gold foil, so I pretty much rolled with the regular foils, but it still works. It doesn't give enough that much bonus to the DEC per win, but it's still okay as long as you win. So this is my tank, Shield Bearer, and Sacred Unicorn, or in low mana caps, it's Chaos Knight. Then this is my alternative tank. I pretty much put this in the second position. This is my support range. It has repair, which repairs the armor of my any position, but it prioritizes the most damaged uh, card in the team. So this 2 is the damage dealer of this Splinter. It has sneak abilities. Uh, so this also attack twice. So you can deal 3 attacks on the back line. When you partner it with this one that has an inspire ability, it increases the melee damage of your team. So this card will have 4, this card will have 3, but it double attacks, so it will deal 6 damage, and you can pretty much wipe the enemy. But the only problem with this lineup is a magic opponent. So if you think your opponent will pick a magic type uh, lineup, you can't use this. It's pretty weak with magic lineup. There are chances you can win, but it's pretty much 50-50 at that point. So I use this as a tank when in low mana caps, then second position, then these two if the mana is enough, then that's it. In higher mana, my composition is this is in the first position, this is second, then this three, Stitch Leech, Silver Shield, and Boatman. Then this is position in the very back on the sixth position. Why? Because uh, if this one is in the first position, yes, it can attack, but it will receive the damage of the first position monster of the enemy. So it will increase the damage to this card. So I put that in the back so that the only cards that can attack this is magic, range, or a melee card who has a sneak ability and an opportunity ability. That's the only cards that can attack this one at the back. Then this one has an heal, so the damage this can receive is only the first position card of the enemy. So this will not uh, die fast, and it has 4 attack with a piercing ability. So armor is very much somewhat useless to this, so it can hit hard to the first position enemy monster. So that's the composition. If the mana is very generous, it has 44 or 40 and above, you can pretty much go with that lineup. Uh, Below, you can use this instead of this. So but this has just one. It depends on the mana. Uh, but if the Earth was available, I only use Earth because this has many gold foils, and This is stronger for me, but it's up to you. You will have to find your own rhythm to what team you want to use with this lineup if both of life and earth is available. But still, it depends on your opponent. So here is the neutral cards. So this is a slow, this is damage, this is pretty much an alternative to discard if the rules doesn't uh, want you to pick a legendary uh, card, so you can pick that instead because both of them has an amplify. You want to maximize the amplify ability. This is pretty useful. If you can pick this, want to pick it because this has an affliction which counters healer cards, then has a poison. When you put poison on the enemy card, every end of the round, it deals 2 damage. So, uh, aside of the damage you deal to that card, it will um, receive 2 damage at the end of the card. So, it can pretty much die pretty fast. Then, this is I don't use this much, but when I do, it's for the high mana monsters. When your opponent uses the new monster card that has 11 mana, which was sorry about that. Um, this one, Grom. You can pretty much use that, so it will double your damage because um, this card has an ability of a giant killer. So basically, giant killer uh, when the card that you're attacking costs 10 mana or above, you can pretty much double your damage. So this one has 3 damage when it attacked. For example, a llama, which a llama costs 10 mana to be played. You will deal 6 damage to that llama. So you can double your damage output. So that is my team. So let me show you the some gameplays that I went through. So let's replay this. So here, as I've said earlier, if it's a high mana cap, you can partner this too. So as you can see, it's 38 mana. So my tank is this, and the second position monster is this. Then I partner it with my Cilia. Then the backlines, it's pretty much what you need. More damage. The mana was not um that many, so I have to use this. I did not rent this. It's just a free card. Then this one for other defense. This one also has camouflage. So in case your opponent has snipe, sneak, or opportunity ability, this can't be killed unless this got to the first position. So this can pretty much deal damage until it went to the first position. That's the only time you can kill this one. So here's the gameplay. So you can see the range attacked me. We return the damage. So as you can see, two. This attack twice because this has two attacks. It has melee, it has magic. So it attacks magic first, then melee. Then another range attacked me. We returned the damage. The damage was supposed to be 1, but in this case we have amplify, so the damage was amplified and became 2. So we returned 2 damage. Then go. The damage was 3. We returned the damage by 2. Then, as you can see, we applied poison to this card as this ability. Then we reflect again. 2. We reflect by 3. Bang. As you can see, this received 2 damage at the end of the round. Then it died, but it returned the damage. So his tank is dead too. The second position is dead. And it's a matter of time now. This also has void armor, which means that when normally magic attacks go through the health, but when your monster or the enemy monster has a void armor, the magic attack will go through the armor first instead of the health directly. So yeah, that's the use of void armor. So here, first position, range attacks cannot attack. Actually, sorry. Then die. Then dead. Oh, dead. Oh, dead. Okay, that's it. So let's see other matches. So here, as you can see, uh, I put this as a tank because if you look at the rules, it has keep your distance. So you can only use ranged or magic monsters. So I pretty much use this in case my enemy use range attacks. Unfortunately, it used magic, though I have a backup, which is the failed summoner. So as I said a while ago, this is pretty much an alternative tank. So here we have this as a tank in the first position. This will tank after this dies. Then I always partner it with my Cilia because it's helpful. The amplify is helpful. Then it has protect, which gives 2 armor to your cards. Then this is damage. This 3 is damage. So yeah. So our armor is pretty much useless because this is all magic, but no big deal. Here, deal 3, dead, reflect. Uh, so that died. We amplify the damage. Also, he has silence. So good thing we didn't use more magic type cards. Reflect, dead. Okay. 3 damage and blast. Okay, reflect, 2 damage, then dead. This one is dead also. Okay, reflect the damage. Both of them died. Because the blast damage depends on your damage. In this case, this has 3 damage, but the damage you uh, will inflict is half, but it's rounded up. so it has to be 1.5, but 1.5 is not viable in this, so it becomes 2. So the blast damage is 2. Yeah, so if your damage is 4, the damage is 2 also. Then if your damage is 5, the damage is 3, and so on and so forth. When your damage is 2 though, the blast damage is 1. So that's it. Let's close that. Let's find our match. So let's watch this. Yeah, Kraken has damage, has health, has armor, but it can't sustain itself. So as you can see again, this is an alternative tank. It because it has thorns. So I use that. So here, boom, damage, blast damage, thorn, no armor. Oh, damn, that became 6 because of that. This became 6 because of the enrage ability. Uh, the enrage ability means when your discard is attacked or its health decreased, it will go to enrage mode. Then, while on enrage mode, um, it will increase melee and speed. Uh, if your card is ranged but has enraged ability, it will only increase its speed. Same with magic. Range enraged ability only increase melee and speed. That's it. It does not increase your health, only melee or speed. Yeah. So here, that was killed by the blast because the role is blast. All cards will have blast ability. So that is dead. Bam, bam, 5. So because we also have enrage, and at the back we have a healer. Then the Thorn killed the Kraken. So you have to familiarize with this lineup because this is not easy. Grinding in silver is not that easy, especially for beginners. You have to learn. You have to study every ability, every cards. You have to familiarize with it so that you will think of a better counter. Um, so here I'm gonna show a match so I can tell you how I think when approaching a battle. So let's practice. Practice, you can practice. It will not decrease your ECR, and it doesn't decrease your rating also. So you can practice all you want so that you can um, be familiarized with the matches, how the flow, what you will do, what to pick, uh, what to do in most cases. Okay, let's wait. Okay, practice matches was not fruitful. So maybe because my rating is 2K, there's not much players practicing at 2K rating. But in lower rating, there is players who practice. So you can try that. So we are gonna try in rank. It's on 30, but it's okay. It's gonna be a practice match, so you can see how I uh, go into battle. So let's find to rank matches. Okay, here. So you can see this at first. You have to familiarize with it. So the first things first you want to do is you have to look at the cards the opponent uh, past used before fighting you. He used dragon with that lineup, and death, and life, and earth. So you have to see which uh, splinter your opponent rented. So in this case, I think he rented at death and life. So at this case, you can see that both of that is available. So the one you rented also is available. It's earth and life. So you have to decide what to use, what best to use. So for me, I'm gonna use earth. It's a better counter to death and life. But actually, uh, you can use life here. My mistake. Because if he uses death, we can wipe out its backline when he used uh, this one. So mainly he on life he mainly used range ones. So we can wipe that out also. Let's try life. So the rules is lost legendaries and noxious fumes, which means all of the cards will have poison debuff on it. So let me just pick a card. And lost legendaries. I can try this one. So that's it. Uh, I pretty much had went to a rush because the timer is gonna end. Uh, Take note of that timer. If that goes 0 and you still did not um, submit your team, you will pretty much be flagged as surrender. So do not do that as much as you can. So as you can see, he chose a range lineup. So let's see if I can win. Earth was a good choice here, though. So yeah, let's see if we can still win. So here, uh, as you can see, every card has poison. It's because of the rules. So his summoner increased the magic, no, the range attack of all his cards. So you see, 6. He has a healer and a repair card. Let's see how. Bam, bam, bam. Dead. Okay. Bam, 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 bam. Okay. So that's dead. Okay. Bam, bam. That was. Oh, it missed. There. Okay. I think I lost this. Hush. Because of the poison, I might win. Okay. Thank you. Okay. As you can see, it was a 1. I'm to 186 now. And then you saw that my DC win was 1.8. It's pretty low because it's in 30% ECR. So it's okay. We can work with that. We can still trust the game. I trust the game too that it will still raise up, and DEC per win will go back to the way it was. So here, uh, as you can see, my mindset in a match is pretty much you want to counter the enemy as much as you can, so that the cards of your enemy will not work on you as much as your opponent wanted to. Hey guys, a quick update. I don't want to end the video with negative note. So I try to grind it and again. It's the next day now. As you can see, I'm now at 277 DEC, and I was at 240, and my rating was at 2180. Now it's 23, so I granted more, started to raise more. I earned back my initial investment for rentals. Then I had a profit, a small profit, but that's okay as long as you have profit. If I started at a higher rating, I know this will be more. Um, but yeah, I know it's viable. The strategy is viable. Um, we can't earn much, but you can slowly get that 500 back, then or get it higher than 300 or 400, so you can rent much better cards and much more powerful cards. Then uh, you will raise the power to silver 1, and you can grind at silver 1. Then after silver 1, we can start to experiment at gold 3 and see if the DEC per win there is much greater than silver 1 at the state of the game. So yeah guys, thank you for watching. I hope you learned something. Um, See you in the next video.